everybody. Just setting up here for our yoga session. For your class today, you will want a yoga block, and you may want a blanket just to pad your knees at the very beginning of our session as well. So if you want to go ahead and take a moment to go ahead and settle in, maybe that is a seated position, maybe lying down. You choose for your practice today. Take a couple of deep breaths, just continuing to allow your body to relax. Settling into peaceful position, peaceful resting position. We begin our practice by bringing our awareness to our breath. Just noticing the natural inhale and exhale. Feeling free to close your eyes if that feels good in your practice. Reminding yourself if it doesn't feel good to close your eyes in any particular day, sometimes just closing the eyes about halfway and having a soft gaze, not necessarily too focused on any one thing, just relaxing the face. I'd like you to bring awareness to your feet. Noticing your feet connected to the ground, to the surface beneath it. By bringing our awareness to our feet, helping ourselves to feel more settled and grounded. Noticing the feet and any places that it's making contact with the earth or with the mat beneath you. Moving the awareness up the body, just bringing your awareness to your legs. Perhaps even feeling the legs from the inside out. Allowing your attention to settle with the legs. Moving up your body, bringing your awareness to the torso. Noticing the expansion and contraction of the breath. Perhaps even noticing your clothes and where they make contact with your body, how they move with your body as you breathe. Taking this time to become aware of our body right here, right now. Bringing the awareness up and moving your awareness towards your head. Bringing particular attention maybe to the eyebrows, the temples, the jaw, the space around the eyes. Notice if any of these areas are holding some tension. And with your next exhale breath, see if you can let go just a bit more. Softening the space between the eyes, softening the jaw. As we allow our body to become more settled, we begin to imagine a calm place. So I'd like you to bring to mind a place, either a place that you've been or perhaps a place you would like to go to. It can be real or imagined. Somewhere that represents peace and calm for you. Sometimes picking a place in nature, whether it be a beach, mountains, prairie. Again, somewhere either you would like to go or have been that feels settling and calming. And when this place is clear in your mind's eye, we'll begin to fire up our 5 senses. So first, just taking a look around and seeing all the things in this place. The landscape, the colors, the textures. Notice if the sun is shining or if it's shady. Becoming aware of all things that you see as you look around. Shifting the awareness to sounds that you would hear in this place. Sounds that are close, sounds that are far. Taking in any of the calming and soothing sounds of this space. Noticing anything that comes up for you. Begin to take in any scents that are in this place. Perhaps salty air if you were at the beach. Sounds of birds in any particular place in nature. Smell of trees, evergreens, grass. Or even city sounds if you're in a city space. Just taking a moment to take in any of the scents of this calming place. Let's begin to imagine what this place would feel like. And maybe noticing sensations on your skin. Are you under sunlight or is it shady? Is it warm or humid? Windy, calm, somewhere in between. Just noticing what it would feel like in this place with these things that we imagine what they would feel like for our body. And finally, just taking in another moment here to notice anything in particular that comes up for you, anything that feels particularly calming or soothing in this calm place. Continuing on with maybe 3 to 5 rounds of breath. Never with any hurry to the breath, just taking your time. Allowing just as much space for breath as we do for movement and meditation in our practice. And so to begin our physical practice today, we will begin laying on our back. So if you want to come down onto your mat, if you were seated, we'll go ahead and lie down. Start to draw the knees in towards the chest. We'll go ahead and set the left leg down, extending the right leg into the air. Let's grab hold behind the hamstring. If this feels tight, grabbing behind the hamstring, you can always add a strap here. We're going to flex our foot. And then point and flex. Let's do that a couple of times. Just easing into our practice today. You can take your hands and walk them up towards the calves. Again, if this feels like too much, you can add the strap. You can also grab around the big toe here. A strap around the bottom side of the foot is a great place for tight hamstrings here. You can keep this left leg bent or you can extend it out. And then we're going to take the leg out towards the right side. So our left arm is going to extend out to the left to help keep balance in the body. If you don't have the big toe hold, you can also grab behind the calf or behind the hamstring as you take the leg out towards your right side. And then we'll take the leg across the body, just switching hands. Left hand comes to the right foot, calf, or hamstring. Then we can use our opposite arm for balance on the other side as we extend it out. Go ahead and bend this right leg, and we're going to turn our body over to the left as we move into a twist. So right arm is extended out. You can draw the right knee across the body, sink into your twist with one more exhale. And then let's come back to the center, readjust the hips. We're going to extend the left leg into the air, grab hold behind the hamstring. Start to point and flex the foot, and notice where you feel sensations as you do this. You can either keep the hands here at the hamstring, you can walk them up towards the calf if that feels better. Maybe you can grab and hold of the big toe here. Right knee can be bent, or you can extend the leg. And let's take our left leg out towards the left side. As you do this, extend the right arm out to help balance the body. So we want to try and keep our right hip grounded on the mat. And then we'll just switch as we take the left foot into the right hand, take it across the body. You're going to feel this through the outside and slightly into the back side of the leg, into the IT band area. And then we'll bend at the knee, taking the left knee across towards the right side as we move into our twist. Make any adjustments to your hips and shoulders that you need. Let's go ahead and settle into the twist with one more exhale breath. And then bring it all back to the center. Gently hug the knees in towards the chest. Grab hold behind the hamstrings. Find a little rock and roll back and forward a couple of times. We're going to cross the legs, roll over the tops of the feet, and then sit back into child's pose. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up high into downward facing dog. Pedal the heels a couple of times as we just wake up the legs a bit here, beginning a little more movement. On your next inhale breath, let's gently start to bend into the knees and lower them all the way down to the mat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you have sensitive knees, feel free to go ahead and just lay a blanket across your mat here. Inhale to cow. Exhale, down dog. So we'll flow through that a couple more times with your breath at your pace. From your next downward facing dog, we'll step our right leg to the top of the mat. Kneeling lunge, go ahead and set your left knee down, reach the arms up high. Breathe in as you exhale, sink a little lower into the hips. And then shift the hips back as we move into half split. So we're straightening out our right leg, flex the foot. I'm gonna grab my block just a little bit closer. If you feel like you would like a little extra length and bringing the floor closer to the hands. You can bring the block under one or both hands if you have two blocks here. Setting the right foot down, crescent moon. We're adding in a back bend as we lift the chest upward, gaze upward. Shifting back to half splits again. Go ahead and set the block inside of the right foot as we move into a half split twist. Left hand to the block, right arm reaches up. Soft bend in the right knee. And then we'll set the foot down again. Kneeling prayer twist, hands to heart, and then twist over to your right. Lengthen through the spine. And then sit back into child's pose. Keep our block towards the top of the mat. So allow yourself to rest here for another moment, for another breath. And then we'll step our left leg to the top of the mat. Kneeling lunge, reach the arms up. On the exhale breath, maybe you'll sink a little deeper into your hips, lowering them towards the floor. Just being careful of the knee, placing, not going past the big toe. Shifting the hips back as we move into half splits. Straightening out the left leg, pointing the left toes upward. Always keeping a little bend, if not a big bend, in your knee here. We want to feel a hamstring stretch without pain in the knee joint. So feel free to add this block if you need a little extra length. Setting the foot down, crescent moon, we add our back bend. And half split twist, shifting the hips back. Grab your block, place it inside of the left foot. Right hand to the block, left arm reaches up, stacking shoulder over shoulder. You can use this block in any position if you need it higher, or omit the block altogether. Kneeling prayer twist as we set our foot down, hands to heart. Take a breath in to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist left. You can sink into your hips here, maybe a little gentle pressure, palm into palm. And then we'll sit back into child's pose again, setting the block just off to the side of your mat. And then let's come forward into a tabletop position. Step your right foot towards the top of the mat. And then we're going to turn to face our left side. So we're going to be in this wide squat position, either bringing palms to thighs, or you can bring forearms to thighs, wherever it feels good to you. And we're just going to sway from side to side. We're moving into the groin and inner thigh area, just opening up a bit here. Go ahead and lower the hands all the way down to the floor. Lift the hips up high, wide leg forward fold. Start to shift towards the back of the mat. Yogi Lunge. So you're going to shift towards the back and front of the mat, just taking your time from moving from side to side. You can keep your lunge a little bit higher if this feels better in the knee joint. You can also add in balance, Yogi Lunge from one side to the other. So just let the focus be about working into this hip area. As you move your Yogi Lunge towards the back of the mat, let's stay there. Hands down to the floor if they're not there already. Let's set our left knee down on the mat, and we'll keep our right leg extended out. On the inhale breath, circle, sweep the arms overhead. As you exhale, dropping right hand towards the right leg, stretch and reach over, nice long reach to the left side of the body. And then let's bring both hands down to the floor. As you inhale, let's reach our right arm up. Exhale, we're going to thread the needle and bring the right arm under the left, gently setting shoulder down, side of the head down. Come back to a tabletop position, and we're going to switch out the legs. So we're kneeling on the right knee, and the left leg extends out. Inhale to circle sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, side body stretch. Long reach to the right side of the body. And we'll keep the left leg extended out. Bring both hands down to the mat. As you inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, sweeping it through and under, dropping the shoulder down, gently setting the side of the head down. And then we'll lift our body away from the mat. Let's turn to face the front as we step up to a forward fold. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms overhead. As you exhale, side body stretch. Through center, and we'll get the other side. Breathe in, reach up. As you exhale, chest expansion, let's bring the arms behind the body, shine the chest forward, maybe even gazing up. Release the hands, circle, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, sit down into chair with eagle arms. Wrap your right arm under and set the hips back. Feel space between the shoulder blades as you broaden through the back. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up. On your exhale, left arm goes under for eagle arm. Sit down into your chair. Release as you circle, sweep up. Exhale and fold forward. Planting the hands, let's step back to a plank or kneeling plank. Move through a vinyasa. As you come back to your vinyasa, let's do that 2 more times. Come back to your downward dog. Either holding here, perhaps moving into child's pose. If you're doing the quick practice, the quick flow, this would be a great time to just settle down into child's pose. Take a few resting moments here and settle into your shavasana. For the longer practice, we'll start to move into the work inside body stretching section or cooling down and ending in shavasana. From your downward facing dog, let's step our right leg to the top of the mat. Reaching overhead for high lunge. On the exhale breath, the one-legged Tadasana, we bring the left leg through, shine the chest forward and reach your fingertips back. So we're sort of reaching towards the back of the mat. Step back to lunge. On the exhale breath, bringing both hands down to the mat. Right leg high. As you exhale, right knee to right arm. As you inhale, take a right leg high. And on the exhale, let's step through to lunge. Go ahead and spin your left foot flat on the mat. Rise up to warrior two. Softening through the shoulders. Let's straighten out the legs. Reach forward as we move into triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. Stacking shoulder over shoulder. Let's take a circle around with the top arm. Complete circle and then reverse the direction of the circle. We're going to bring our left hand, top arm, all the way down to the mat or to a block. Find a block helpful in this pose as we move into revolved triangle. Reaching right arm up, stacking shoulder over shoulder again. Begin to bend into your right knee as we find side angle. Straightening out the spine, reaching long, turn your chest to the left. Start to rotate onto the ball of the left foot as we take prayer, hands, and then twist to the right. Setting the back heel down on the mat again, reverse warrior. Let's add to that stretch as we take the bottom arm, reach up to meet the right wrist. A little extra stretch to the side of the body. And then we'll release the hand, right hand to the floor or a block, half moon. Gently step back with the left foot, warrior two. And then we'll turn to face our left side horse pose, wide squat position. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a breath in. On the exhale, we're going to use our left leg as our balance, as our support, and lift the right leg into the air. So think half moon without our hands to the block. Come back to your horse pose. Squat down. This time, right leg is our support. Lifting left leg into the air. Back to horse. And turning to the top of the mat. Forward fold. And a vinyasa. Take a couple more rounds of breath here. Let's step the left leg to the top of the mat. Reach up for high lunge. Bringing the right leg through one-legged Tadasana. Again, open the chest as we reach the fingertips back behind us. You can flex or point the right foot. Just finding a way to make it active. Let's gently step back with the right foot, back to lunge. Lowering both hands down to the floor. Left leg high. On the exhale, knee towards left arm. Three-legged dog. And step through to lunge. Go ahead and spin the back foot flat on the floor. Warrior two. Straightening out the legs. We reach forward into triangle. Make a circle with the top arm. Complete circle. And then reverse the direction. Bring the right hand down to the floor or a block as we move into revolved triangle. So revolved triangle, our legs are straight, a little bend in the knee. Side angle pose. Bend into the left knee, forearm to the thigh. Rotate the chest right. Nice long line from fingertip all the way down to your right heel. Let's start to rotate onto the right foot as we bring our hands to prayer center, prayer twist left. Keep breathing. Reverse warrior, we're going to set our back heel down. Nice long reach to the side of the body. We're going to add to that stretch as we reach the right arm up to grab the left wrist and just reach a little bit longer. And then we go ahead and release the hand. Half moon, bringing the hand down to the floor or the block, if you have a block in your left hand. Let's go ahead and step back with the right foot, warrior two. Turning to face your right side as we sit down into horse. Bring your hands to your hip. We're going to start with balancing on our right foot, right leg, lifting left leg into the air. Come back to your squat, horse pose. Recenter yourself, balance on the left as we lift the right leg into the air. Come back to horse. Go ahead and turn to face the front of the mat. So we fold forward and move through a vinyasa. Breathing. We'll flow through that one more time. If you feel like you need less work in your practice, feel free to move down to child's pose. Take some gentle floor position stretches. For more work, we're going to step our right leg to the top of the mat, lunge. Reach overhead, high lunge. On the exhale, one-legged Tadasana, bring the left leg through. Inhale, step back to lunge. Lower hands down to the floor. Right leg high. Exhale, right knee to right arm. Right leg high. Exhale, step through to lunge. Warrior two. Straighten out the legs. Reach forward, triangle pose. On the exhale, revolved triangle. Go ahead and bring your hand down to the floor or your block. Reach the right arm up. Bend into your right knee as we move into side angle. Prayer twist right. Go ahead and set the left heel down on the mat. Reverse warrior. Add to the stretch, reach up. Be a bit longer through the right side. Release the hand, half moon. Step back to warrior two. Horse pose, face left. Breathe in, hands to hips. Balance one side or the other, doesn't matter which one you want to start with. Back to horse. Focus the gaze. Balance other side. Back to horse. Let's fold forward. And a vinyasa. On the next exhale, let's step our left leg forward. Reach up, high lunge. On the exhale, one-legged Tadasana. Shine the chest forward. Step back, lunge. Hands down to the mat. Left leg high.
On the exhale, knee to left arm. Left leg high. Step through to lunge. Warrior two. Straighten out the legs, reach forward, triangle. Revolved triangle, we bring our right hand down to the block, left arm reaches up. Bend into the left knee, side angle. Prayer twist left. Setting right heel down on the mat, reverse warrior. Add to that stretch, reach up, grab the left arm, stretch a little longer. Release, half moon. Step back to warrior two. Horse. If you're facing the right side, we're gonna bring our hands to the hips. We're gonna balance on either side. Take your pick where to start. Moving through horse. Balance on the other side. Back to horse. Bending a forward fold. And a vinyasa. As we come back to our downward dog. Maybe choosing child's pose or any resting seated position. Closing the eyes if you chose to omit that last section of work. Maybe coming back to a child's pose or maybe coming back to downward facing dog. If you can bring your awareness to the qualities of your breath. How does it feel right now? Is it a little winded? Do you feel rested? Does it feel calm? Does it feel warm? Is it cool? Even? Rushed? From whatever position you are currently in, let's make our way to a seated position. We're gonna bring our legs around to the top of the mat and we're gonna move into boat pose. This can be your version of boat. And I'll give you a couple of different suggestions here which might work for you. So perhaps beginning with knees bent and hands behind the hamstrings. You can be here. You could also straighten out the legs. A good balancing position is grabbing hold of the big toe and pressing the heels forward. We want to maintain length through the spine. You could take the legs out wide here as well. This is going to change where the balance is. And you could be in any bent or straight leg version, maybe taking some movement. So it's always good to just check in with the practice and with the body and see, where do I need to be? Do I need to be more still? Do I need to have some more movement? Do I need to be more focused on my breath? Only you know where you need your practice to be. So from boat, we're going to slowly go ahead and lower our feet back down to the mat. Wrap the arms around the shins and tuck the forehead in towards the knees. Just as a reminder, the forehead doesn't have to touch the knees. We're just lengthening the space behind the neck. Let's go ahead and walk the hands behind the hips. Shine the chest upward. Draw the shoulders back. Maybe gaze upward. Keeping the chest lifted, we're going to press down into both feet as we lift our hips upward, reverse tabletop. Either staying here, or you can choose to walk forward with the heels as we move into a reverse plank. And softly set the hips back down on the mat. Let's go ahead and roll onto our back. Gentle knees to chest. Squeeze and release. We're going to cross our right leg over the left. Reach through to the back of the hamstring, figure four stretch. And then releasing the leg, we're going to go ahead and cross the right leg all the way over, and then drop your knees over to the left. Extend your right arm out towards the right side. Let's go ahead and bring it all back to the center. Uncross the legs, readjust the hips to be level. Cross the left leg over as we reach through to the back of the hamstring. And then we'll release the leg and cross your left leg all the way over, dropping the knees over to our right. Left arm extends out. And then we'll come back to the center, uncross the legs, readjust the hips, stretch out long, reach through the fingers, reach through the toes. On the exhale, to walk the feet and hands over to our right. Back through the center, breathe in. Walk them over to the left on the exhale. And then back to the center again, let's reach out long. And then as you exhale, just relaxing the arms down to either side of the body. Make any adjustments you need to relax into your Shavasana. Just allowing the body to become heavy against the floor. So we'll just begin to take our time to awaken from Shavasana, maybe with breath, maybe with movement. If you need more time for relaxation today, as with any practice, feel free to take that time for yourself. Perhaps you'd like to close practice lying down, or if you'd like to come back to a seated position, we'll just take our time to make our way back there. And then closing our practice together, let's take a breath together. Nice deep inhale to fill up the lungs. The long, slow exhale. And thank you for sharing practice. Namaste.